Hi there, I'm Brandy from Pepperco Digital, and in this video I will be going over all of the basics of GoodNotes. So if you're totally new to digital planning or digital note taking and you're planning on using GoodNotes, this video is perfect for you to get up and running using your new notebook or planner. It'll be a pretty in-depth video, so if you're only interested in some parts, I have timestamps linked in the description so you can skip to whatever part of the video you want to watch if need be. So let's go ahead and just get started. Okay, so this is the homepage view. When you open GoodNotes, this is what you'll see, and this is where you create your folders to organize your planners and notebooks in, and any other documents that you're going to be keeping in GoodNotes. Up here is how you can display your folders, and whether you want it by date, by name, or by type of document or file type. I personally like to do by name just so it's alphabetized so I can easily find what I'm looking for. And then up here is a little check mark icon where if you tap on that, you can then select multiple folders. So say that you want to move these folders to another folder, you can tap on move and then you can choose what you want to move it to, or you can even add another folder, so you can create another folder to put all of those into if you want. You can also duplicate folders by doing this method, or you can delete them and then you can export them if you want. Up here is the little settings icon. So this is where a lot of things that you can customize in GoodNotes is at. So let's just go ahead and start with notebook templates. So this is just a way for you to set what you want the default to be whenever you create a new notebook in GoodNotes. You can always change it though if you are going through the process of creating a new notebook. You can always change the actual templates or the cover page, but this is where you can set what the default will be. So if you know you're going to be using a lot of new notebooks and you know you're going to want them to be relatively the same, this is handy to come in and set if you want to. And there's tons of templates that GoodNotes includes. So if you just scroll, you can find the template that you think will be the best for you. There's writing papers, there's little planning pages, and then there's even music down here. And then if we scroll all the way down, this little import button, if you tap on that, you can import your own files into the templates. So say that you purchased or you downloaded PDF page templates to be used in your digital planner or notebook, and you want to have them available as a template to use within GoodNotes. This is how you would do that. So you just do from files and then go find the document that you want to import. Or if you want to create your own section, because these are essentials, these are writing papers, planner, music. If you want to create your new category, you can click on the addition icon up there and you can create a new group and then import your templates into that group so you can organize them however you see fit. And then you can edit your templates too by clicking on the edit button, and then if you say you want to delete a template, you can just select it and you can delete it. You can move them around if you want something to be closer to the front, and you can even move your groups around by dragging them down like that. And then these options right here are just the size, so I just recommend doing the GoodNotes standard if you're just doing digital planning or note taking, but there's all these different sizes that you can choose from. And then you can also do landscape if you want. So if you do that, it'll just bring up the landscape templates that are available. And like I said, this is only for the default notebook whenever you create a new one in GoodNotes, so it's not that important. It's not like you're only limited to this whenever you set it. You can always change it. Okay, next you can customize settings for GoodNotes. Let's go back into the settings icon. If we go to settings and then document editing, there's lots of different settings that you can set here, and this is all going to be kind of personal preference once you start using GoodNotes more and figuring out what you like to use and what works for you. Pull to add page, I think by default that's usually on. What that means is when you slide over, or depending on how you have your document scroll, if you have it scrolling horizontally or vertically, if you're at the end of the document and you pull on the last page, it'll automatically add that page. So if you do want to be able to quickly and easily add a page to the end of your document, then you can keep that on. And then you can show page number whenever you're going around your planner or your notebook. I personally don't really need that, so I turn that off. And then the tool position, you can have it on top or bottom. So as you'll see as we go through, it's going to be the little toolbar up here when we're writing in our planner or notebook. It's, I think, best to have it on top, but you can set it to the bottom if you want. And then, like I said, the scrolling direction, I personally like to have it horizontally because it just feels a little more natural to be able to flick through. But if you'd rather be able to scroll up and down, then you would want to select vertical. And then the zoom window auto advance, you'll see once I go over the tools in GoodNotes that there is a thing called a zoom window that you can use when you're writing. So instead of having to zoom in yourself on the page to write, there's a little tool that's a zoom window, and it brings up this little block that zooms in the section you want to write in. And when you're writing, it'll auto advance the little box to keep going over. So if you want that on, you would turn that on. If you don't, you just turn it off. And then these are for automatically opening your new imported documents and importing them as new tabs. I keep these both on because when I'm importing a document, odds are I'm going to want to use it or do something with it, so I like that feature. Okay, let's go back and let's go to stylus and palm rejection. So this is really nice if you're left-handed or you have kind of like a unique writing position with your hand. You can go to palm rejection and the sensitivity and choose if you want it to be high, medium, or low. And then the writing posture, like I said, if you're left-handed, you're going to want to change which writing posture you have, just so it knows kind of where to expect the palm to be when you're resting and writing. And then we have iCloud settings. So you're going to want to use iCloud if you want to have GoodNotes on your iPhone or your Mac. This is a way that it can sync between all of your devices that you have GoodNotes on, so definitely turn that on if you want to be able to access GoodNotes from your iPhone and your Mac. Okay, so that's about all the important info in the settings tab. And then real quick, we have the trash bin up here when you click on the gear icon. So this is what you would do if you want to recover a document that you deleted. So you would just tap on it, you can delete it permanently or recover it, and it'll bring it back into wherever you had it last. You can also empty your trash if you want to free up some space on your iPad. Okay, let's look at the search tab now. So this is a really powerful feature in GoodNotes where you can search your entire GoodNotes library of documents that you have. And when you search it, it'll show every single instance that it is in any document in your GoodNotes. So let's just do an example. Let's search for January. So now it's searching for January in all of your documents. It just kind of separates it out by the actual PDF or if it's your actual notes that you typed out. Let's just say show all PDFs. So if you just go through, you can see all of these results. And then let's say you found the one that you're looking for and you want to go to it. So let's just tap on this one as an example, and then it highlights it where it's at on the page. Okay, and lastly on the home page here's the favorites tab. This is where all of your favorites for any of your documents will come up, and you can even filter it by any, or you only want documents, pages, or folders. Okay, so now let's go ahead and go over how you can create new folders and notebooks and import files from your iPad. So if you want the folder, document, or whatever you're trying to add on the main homepage in GoodNotes, you would just tap on the plus sign here. However, if you wanted to go in another folder, you would just navigate to that folder. So let's say we want to add something in here, and then you can add from that little plus sign as well. So let's go ahead and click on the plus sign, and then let's say that you want a new notebook. This is going to populate whatever you have your default notebook to be, but like I said, you can always change it. So let's change the cover, for instance. So say we want this one, and then the paper we can change, and let's do one of these. And then you can name your notebook here in the title. So let's just do example. And then it automatically pops up in a new tab and you can start using it. So you would just do that sort of process. If you want to even do a new folder, you would just add a new folder and name it whatever you want, and then it adds that new folder. And you can add images, or you can scan documents. So this is a really handy feature if you don't have a scanner or you just don't want to hassle with actually using your scanner. So if you just hit scan documents, it'll bring up the camera and you would just put your document under it and it'll scan it and it'll import it into GoodNotes. So that's a really good feature to know about. Okay, another thing I want to go over is how you can import documents and planners or notebooks that you have saved to your iPad or cloud app that you have. So you would just click on the plus sign again, and then you would use the import option. So you would tap on that, and it'll bring up your files that you have, so you can go back to browse if you want to be able to find whatever it is that you're looking for. I have this digital planner right here, so I would just tap on that and it imports that PDF into my GoodNotes. And then if you want to just quickly delete a file that you have, you can just tap on the down arrow and you can move to trash. So now let's start looking at the toolbar when you're in your planner or notebook. Let's go ahead and start with the thumbnail view. So that's the 4 squares in the top left corner. This is how you can see all of your pages at once. First, you can just obviously tap on a page that you want to go to. So you can do that and it'll take you to that page. And then if you tap on the down arrow on a page, you can add pages by tapping on the add page before, add page after. So say I want to add a page after this one, I would just tap on that. And you have these options. So current template is whichever page that you're on that you have highlighted. So if you tap on that, it'll just essentially duplicate that page. And then you can also choose from GoodNotes templates that are available, and you can do that with the add page before as well. So if you'd rather have it before, you can do that option. And then duplicate, it just simply duplicates that page and it inserts it right after. So now we have that page duplicated. And then we have add page to outline. So if we tap on that, you will be prompted to title what section of the outline you want this to be. And then you can see that it puts the title of that section of the outline right by the page number. And then if you come over here to outlines, it'll show that page right there and it'll say what page it is, and if you tap on it, it will take you to that page. So using the outline feature in GoodNotes is really useful if you're a student or you're taking a lot of notes and you want to be able to mark the start of a certain chapter or section. And then if you want to delete the outline that you just created, you would just slide over and hit the delete button, or if you want to rename it, you would hit that button, but I'll go ahead and delete it. Okay, next in the down arrow menu, you can export a single page by tapping on export, and you can choose between PDF, image, or an actual GoodNotes file. Okay, next there is an option to open the page in a new window. So this is a really awesome feature that you can do in GoodNotes. So if we select that, it will open that page in a split screen view. So this is really helpful if you need to kind of look at 2 pages at once in the same planner. So say you need to reference something as you write in the same planner. You can just open that page as a new window and then navigate to the page you want. So say that you have your week filled out and you want to be able to reference your week to fill in your daily page, and you don't want to be going back and forth to do that. Well, you can just open it up in a new window and it'll split screen, and you can write over here, you can write over here. It's totally functional on both sides, and it'll save as it normally would on both sides, but it just makes it essentially like you have a 2-page spread, and it just is super convenient. And then to get rid of it, you can either hit the little X up here, or you can just slide the bar over and it'll put this back to 1 page. Okay, and lastly, in the drop-down menu, you can just move a page to the trash if you want, and it will delete the page. So let's look at the search feature. So this is essentially the same as the search feature on the home page, but it'll only search this document. So let's just do the same example of January. And then it will bring up all of the instances of January in this document that you have open. So you can just scroll through and it'll tell you what page it's on. And then the same sort of thing, when you tap on it, it'll highlight where it's on the page. And then down here, you can actually go through the different pages. So we can just keep hitting next, and it'll go through every single page of that instance of that word or phrase that you searched. Okay, next is the share icon. This is what you would do if you want to export your pages or you want to share this document with someone so you can collaborate. You can turn it on to be able to share a link to other people to be able to access. And then you can also just export a single page by doing export this page, or you can export the whole document by tapping on export all. This is the same sort of thing with all the different options. You can do a PDF, an image, or a GoodNotes file. And then we have the print option. So if you want to print something in your document, this is a really handy feature. So you can either print the page you're on, or you can print everything. And if you just tap on that, it'll come up to whatever printers that you have available to print on, and you can choose how many copies, and then you would just hit print and it'll print. And then this little bookmark icon is a way for you to bookmark the page you're on. So that's just kind of favoriting the page. And then if you come into the thumbnail view and you go to favorites, it'll show that page that you favorited. Okay, moving along the toolbar, we have the undo and redo buttons. So say you wrote something and you want to undo it, you can just press the back arrow, and then if you want to redo it, you can press the forward arrow. Or a really convenient shortcut that you can do is use 2 fingers and double tap on the screen and it will undo whatever you just did. So just double tap and it will undo it. Okay, now let's look at the add page button here. So this is similar to the thumbnail view and all the different ways you can add pages. It's just a little easier to access from here. Again, the same sort of thing with the current template. It's just whatever page that you're currently on. And then up here are the before, after, and last page options. So you can scroll through your templates, same sort of thing. You can view all of your templates to add your own, or you can insert an image, you can scan a document, take a photo, or import. So say that you have another PDF document that you want to insert into this document and you want it to be after this page, you would just tap on import and then you can choose your document that you want to import. It will import right after that page. So as you can see, all those pages were imported. So that's really a nice feature if you need to combine multiple documents. Okay, and next, one of the most important features in GoodNotes is read-only mode. So if you're using a digital planner or a notebook that has hyperlinks in it, then you will need to turn on read-only mode to tap on the hyperlinks. Since we can see the toolbar right now, that means that we're in editing mode and we won't be able to tap on any of the hyperlinks. If I try to tap on these tabs, it just writes on it because I have the pen tool selected. So to tap on the hyperlinks, I just have to tap on this little icon up here, which is the little pencil with a line through it. So once I tap on that, now the toolbar goes away and I'm in read-only mode. And now I can tap on hyperlinks and it will take me around my planner. And then once you're ready to write in your plan, you're on the page you want to be on, you would just tap on that icon again, and now we can use the toolbar and do whatever we need to do in our planner or notebook. Okay, and lastly up here are the 3 little dots. So if we tap on that, the first option is copy page. So this is what you're going to want to use if you want to copy and paste page inserts. So if you have a planner or a digital notebook that has separate page template inserts that you can use and you want to be able to use them other areas in your planner or notebook, this is what you're going to want to do. So say I want this page to be inserted somewhere else in my planner. So I would just tap on copy page, and now the page is copied, and let's just say I want to go to my notes section and insert it after section 1. Make sure you're on the page that you want that copied page to be after, and there's a couple ways that you can paste the page. So the first is by going up to the add page icon here, and you would just note before, after, or last page, and in this case we want it after, and then you can just tap on paste page and it will insert that copied page after this section. So that's the quickest and easiest way, in my opinion, where you can just quickly copy a page and insert it. But you can also come to the thumbnail view and go to the section you want and then tap on the down arrow and then add page after and then paste page. Okay, and next in the little 3 dots menu, we have the rotate this page option. So if you want to be able to flip it, you can. And then you can also do the add this page to outline by going to the 3 dots. So same sort of thing, it'll ask you for the title, you can add it, and then it's added to your outline. And then you can also change the template. So if you want to completely replace whatever page you're currently on as a different template, you can tap on change template and then choose whichever one you want, apply change, and then it will just totally replace whatever page you had with the separate template that you chose. And then let's say that you have writing on the page, and instead of having to go through and erase it all, if you just have a lot of content on the page and you want to get rid of it all, you would just come to the 3 dots and then tap on clear page, and it will just totally clear everything on the page. And then if you look down here, these are the settings that we looked at on the home page in the little settings gear icon. So these are also easily accessible through the 3 dots up there. So you can change your scrolling direction, and you can change your stylus and palm rejection settings. So you don't have to go out and change it. You can just do it straight in the document there. And then the same with the document editing settings. You can go in and change whatever you want to change. And lastly, there's a really cool feature in GoodNotes that you can use called flashcards, where if you create a notebook, so let's do that really quick. Let's do a notebook, and you're going to want to create a flashcards notebook. So it's under the essentials templates. So if we scroll to the end, there's these flashcard templates. So let's just choose this one and say create. So this is going to be our flashcards file. And what you can do is, if you're a student or you just need to be able to memorize something and you want to use flashcards, you would write your question and then your answer. So let's just write question, answer, and then let's add a page. So let's just do current template, and it'll duplicate that page. Okay, so I just have an example here so we can get the idea. So you write in all of your flashcards, all the questions, all the answers, and then you can study them by going up to the 3 dots and then tapping on study flashcards. And then it'll bring up this page and it'll give you your first question. And then once you think you know the answer and you want to see it, you just tap on it and it will show you the answer. And another really cool thing that they did is that you can rate if it was easy or if it was just okay, you got it right, or you can do it again. So let's just say it was easy, and then we have question 2, and then you tap on it and then you get your answer. So let's just say that one was good. And then once you're done going through all of your flashcards, it'll bring up this little summary of what you rated each flashcard, whether it was easy or just okay. And then it will give you this recommendation based off of what you rated them, when you should come back and do the flashcards again. So this is just a really awesome feature in GoodNotes that you should really take advantage of if you are a student and you're doing a lot of studying. Okay, so that's everything on the top toolbar. So let's go ahead and start going over all of the tools in this bottom toolbar here. So let's just go ahead and start with the zoom box tool. Like I mentioned on the settings, how you can do the auto advance. You'll see more what I mean if you have that selected. So the zoom box tool is really good to use if you want to be able to just zoom in on a certain area of the planner page but still sort of see the entire page and not have to zoom in all the way. So you can even zoom out all the way and see the entire page once you have the zoom box over where you want. So you would just position it where you want it, and then you can write. And as you can see, it populated the writing there, and you'll see the auto advance feature. If I just keep writing, see how it keeps advancing, and you can see sort of where you're at. And then if you tap on these over here, you can move the box just over one box's length, and then if you hit the return, it'll just put it to the next little line. So that's really good if you just have a blank page and you're wanting to write notes and you just want it to be very seamless. You can use that. Otherwise, you can just move it around yourself to reposition where you want it to go. And then to get out of it, you can just hit the X. Okay, so let's go ahead and look at the pen tool now. So you just tap on it again once you have it selected to bring up the different options. So we have our different pen styles that you can choose. If you use the fountain pen, you can choose the tip sharpness. So if you just want it kind of dulled on the ends, you would put it all the way down. If you want it very sharp on the ends, you would put it all the way up. And then the pressure sensitivity has to do with how GoodNotes reads your actual pressure that you're using when you're writing. And then we have draw and hold, where if you have draw and hold on, it will create perfect shapes whenever you hold whatever shape you're drawing. So let's just do a circle, for instance. If we draw a circle and then hold at the end, it will create a perfect circle for you. And then if you have on snap to other shapes, it will find a shape next to it and then connect it. So I'll give you an example. Say that we're doing this triangle thing. If we want to then connect this and we hold, it will connect that triangle, where if you didn't have that on, it wouldn't fill it in and connect it. The fill color you can have on it if you want it to have that fill color. So I had that on, and then if I turn it off and I do another shape, it won't fill it, it'll just be this outline. And then we have different pen styles. Like I said, we have the ball pen. There's not really any options for that, but you can do the draw and hold options. And then the brush pen, you can change the pressure sensitivity. So that is the pen tool and all the different ways you can customize it. You can also change the colors of your pen over here. So you have 3 color presets that you can set, so you can quickly and easily jump between 3 colors. And you can change them by tapping on it again, go to custom and pick from one of their presets, or you can put in a hex color code here, or if you tap on this, you can sort of play around with the colors on the color wheel and pick whatever color you like, and then you can add that to your presets and it puts it down there. And then back in your presets tab, you can edit your preset colors by tapping on edit, and then you can tap on a color and you can remove it, or you can change the hex color. You can also move around the colors and change the order of them by just tapping and holding and then dragging. So if you want to have them in a certain order, if you want to maybe put them in like rainbow order to be a little more aesthetically pleasing or just easier to find, you can do that. And then right here are your pen thickness options. So there's 3 as well. So say that you use a lot of different thicknesses. If you're taking notes, you have a heading thickness that you like to use, and then like a body sort of thickness that you like to use, you can change those. So you just tap on it and you can adjust the thickness that way, kind of make a small, medium, and large type of thing. So you have one for each. Okay, so now let's look at the eraser tool. As you can see over here, there's 3 different size presets. You can't change them or anything, but there's just a small, medium, and large size for your eraser. And then if you tap on the eraser tool again, there's all of these different options that you can turn on. So you can turn on erase entire stroke option, where instead of, so if we have it off and I just write something, it won't erase the entire stroke. So as you can see, I can erase just portions of it. But if I turn on erase entire stroke, then it will get rid of that entire stroke. Erase highlighter only. This is really helpful if you highlighted something and you also wrote on top of it, but you don't want to get rid of the writing. If we highlight this and we have that on, it only erases the highlighter. And then my favorite option is the auto deselect. So when you have that on, once you erase something, it'll automatically switch back to the last tool you were on. So if you're writing something and you want to quickly erase it, it'll switch back to the pen and you can just keep writing. So that saves a lot of time from having to go back and forth from your eraser tool to your pen tool. Okay, so that's the eraser tool. And then the highlighter tool, you can set your colors here as well. So you can have 3 different highlighter color settings. And then you can also change the highlighter thickness, similar to the pen tool. You can choose what you want your presets to be. There is the option to draw in a straight line. So if we have that off, it'll just be exactly how you do it. But if you have that on and you draw in a straight line, it'll correct it. But you can still do that, like a wavy line, and it's not going to automatically put it straight. It's only if you are obviously trying to do a straight line, then it will correct it to be a straight line. Okay, and the shape tool is essentially just like what I showed you in the pen tool when we have the draw and hold, but that's just, this is dedicated to shapes. So if you use that, you can draw shapes and it will create those shapes. And there's options here where you can require hold to snap, you can snap to other shapes, and you can turn on and off the fill color. Okay, and next we have the lasso tool. So the lasso tool is meant to move things around and copy things and paste things like writing and text. So if we tap on it, we have these options that come up. So if you have these turned on, that means the lasso tool will be able to pick those things up. So handwriting, images, and text boxes. So this is really nice when you want to move around just like an image. If say you have handwriting on top of an image, but you only want to move the image, you just turn handwriting off, or vice versa, turn images off if you don't want to pick up the image or text box. So keep that in mind if you're getting frustrated because you want to move something, but your lasso tool keeps picking up multiple types of things. So just come in and turn off what you don't want to pick up. So one thing you can use a lasso tool for is just moving things around. So let's just write something. If we grab the lasso tool, if we just circle around it, then you can move it. And then you can size it up by tapping and holding, and then resize, and you can size it up. You can also copy it. So if I copy, tap and hold, paste, now I have that copied and pasted. You can also delete it. So if you tap and hold, just hit delete. And then if you want to change the color of your writing, or even text for that matter, you can circle it, tap, hit color, and then choose whichever color you want in your presets, or you can do the custom option and change it that way. So that's a really nice feature. If you wrote something but you realize you want another color, you can just quickly do it that way to recolor it. And another thing you can do with the lasso tool is take a screenshot of anything on the page. So let's say that I want to get an image of this Thursday, April 22nd. So I would just draw a rough shape around what I want, and then tap and hold, take screenshot, and it'll bring this up. So it just makes a perfect little rectangle around what you drew. And then you can hit the share icon, and then you can copy it, or you can save it. So let's go back. You can save the image, but we copied it. So if I tap and hold and then paste, now I have this just totally duplicated. Grab the lasso tool again, you can move it around, you can size it up. So that's just a little tip for if you want to take a screenshot of something on your page and use it somewhere else. That's the way that you would do that. Okay, next let's look at the image tool in the toolbar. So if you tap on that, it'll bring up over here your sort of recents and your photos on your iPad. So you can scroll through and find the one you want and just tap on it and it'll insert it. So if you see here, actually this is a screenshot that I just took. You can also just tap on the page and it'll bring up this little menu where you can just scroll through and find the one you want, or you can look at your albums here. Or if you tap on the insert from, it will bring up what's on your iPad. So you can look in your iCloud, what's actually on your iPad, or a documents app, so you can find things to insert that way. Okay, so I just inserted this little digital sticker sheet, and I'll show you how you can crop down images. This is pretty common in the digital planning world. With digital stickers, they'll give them to you as a sticker sheet like this, and then you just crop them down as whichever one you want. So what you would do is just tap on it with the image tool selected, and then tap on it again, and then tap on crop. And then you would just crop around the icon that you want, and you can do it this way where it's just a rectangle and that's the shape it will be. Or you can go over to freehand and you can draw like a circle around what you want, and it'll be exactly how you draw it. And if we hit done, now we have this cropped sticker without any of the other stickers around it. And then you can just delete an image by hitting the X. Okay, so that's the image tool, and then you can also just take a picture right in GoodNotes by tapping on the camera icon, and then when you tap, it'll bring up your camera and you can take a picture and it will insert it into your document. So that's really nifty as well. Okay, now let's move on to the text tool. So it's just this little icon right here, and over here are the options that you can change. So you can change your font. If you scroll through, you can choose whichever font you want to use, and then this is the size, so you can increase it or decrease it. And then this is just the alignment, so you can make it so it's to the left, center, or right. And then the line spacing is just the space between the lines of the text, so you can adjust that. And then over here is the text color that you can choose, so you can do from the presets here, or do a custom, enter the hex code you want, or do the little color wheel, or choose from whatever the presets that GoodNotes has. And then this is just the text box style, so you can choose if the background of the text that you write has a color, and if it has rounded edges, or there's like little drop shadows. And then you can also go into the advanced settings and choose your background color, the border color, how rounded you want the corners to be, if you want to drop shadow, how big the border you want, and then the padding between the text and the actual size of the box. And this little icon is how you can save the current styles that you have selected as the default. So anytime you use the text tool, it will be as those styles, and you can always change this at any time, but you would just tap on save as default, and then now these styles are going to be your default styles. Okay, so you would just tap on the page and it'll bring up this text box, and you can either use the keyboard by tapping on that and type it out, or you can just write anywhere on the page what you want to be in the text box and it will populate it with that text. So if I just write what I want, it will populate it into the text box. So that's a really handy feature. And then you can move it around by using the little knob up here. And then if I just keep writing, it will populate below it because the text box is only this wide. So if I want it to be on one line, you just move that out. And then if you want, you can just put it on 2 lines by making it a little smaller. You can also use a lasso tool to move around text. So you just circle it and move it around. You can resize it by tapping and holding and resizing. And then you can change the color by either doing the lasso tool process that I showed you, where you just circle it, hit color, and then change the color. So that's the easiest way to do it. Or you can tap on it, edit, and then select all of it, and then come up to your color and change it that way. Then you can also change the styling the same way as well. Just select it, and you can, change the size, change the font. You can totally customize the text that way. And the same sort of thing with copying and pasting. As anything else, you can just circle it, hit copy, tap and hold, and paste, and it'll paste the text. And then you can delete text by just circling it and deleting. Okay, so that pretty much is the entirety of GoodNotes and all the different tools and how you use it and how you can set up your documents and then use your planner or notebook. So those are the basics, but now I want to just sort of give you my own GoodNotes hacks that I like to use and that I think are really helpful. If you're really going to be using GoodNotes a lot and using like digital planners and digital notebooks, then I recommend watching this part because you might see something that is going to be really helpful for you. So let's go ahead and start with customizing a page, whether it's a digital planner page or maybe a notebook page. There's something with like, a layout or text. You can customize it pretty easily in GoodNotes. So all you have to do is grab your lasso tool, and let's just say that I want to totally cover up this section of the planner page. Say I want this to be for something else. I don't want this reflections part. All you have to do is grab a small little section of a blank space on the page that's going to be the same color as the background. So I'm just going to do a little rectangle. It really doesn't have to be big at all. And then you just tap, take screenshot, and now it's just this white rectangle. So we're just going to tap on share and then copy, and then tap and hold and paste. So now we have this white rectangle that we can use to cover up this section, and you can just size it to be exactly how big you need it. And now this section is totally covered up and we can use it for whatever we want. And you can use the text tool to, make it your own little section. So if you want this to be like record your meals for the day or something, and you just want to be able to record it down here, then you just totally customized your planner page to fit your needs. So that's one example. Or say that you want one of these boxes to be different than what this says it is. So same thing, we just would do a little section here, tap, take screenshot, copy, and then paste it, and then size it down. And now that's covered up, and we can make this box whatever we want it to be, or you can just keep it blank. Or if you just want an entire section to be duplicated, so let's say that you want this to be over on the right side, you would just go around it, take screenshot. So now we have that, and copy, and say we want this over here. So then we just size it down to be the size that we want. You can even crop it if you want to be like really close to the edges. And then now we have that on this side. And it's just an easy way to totally customize your page with existing elements already on the page. So definitely keep that in mind if you have a planner page or something that you wish you could tweak. This is how you can do it. Okay, and then next I want to show you how you can kind of create your own little hyperlinks in your planner, where it's obviously not going to be like this where if you tap on something it'll go to it, but it's a way that you can hyperlink something where you can get to it quickly. So we're going to be using the outline function that I went over earlier. As you can see here, I have in this planner 6 sections for notes. Say that I want 7 sections. Say that I just need one more section and I don't know what to do. So what you can do is, let's say you want this color. So you want your 7th section to have this color cover page. We can just copy the page, and you can put this anywhere. It doesn't have to be behind this one, but I'll just put it behind this. So add page and then paste page. And then I can just cover up the section 4 and make it section 7. Obviously I don't have the font, so I can't really make it perfect, but you get the idea, and you can even cover up the whole thing and make your own font. But so this is going to be section 7, and then what you can do is add this to your outline. So add this page to outline, and then you would just label it as what section it is, and you can even, put what it's going to be for. So say it's going to be for lists or something. So now we have our outline created and how we can quickly get to it if we're in another area of our planner and we want to quickly navigate to it. So say we're over here, we can just come to the thumbnail view, go to the outlines, and then go to your list section. So it's essentially like you're hyperlinking it yourself. Like, it's obviously not here like your other sections, but it's just as quick essentially by just going to your outlines and navigating to that section. Okay, next I want to show you how you can use a digital sticker book even quicker than it already is to use one in GoodNotes. So if you got a sticker book file and it's a GoodNotes sticker book file, you can use it in GoodNotes, and you have these tabs. You can go back and forth and grab the sticker you want and go back and paste it. But what you can also do is open this in a new window. So you can tap on this little icon over here and it will open in a new window. So now we have our sticker book over here, and you can even make it a little smaller, so the bigger side is your planner, and you can just grab the sticker you want, copy it, and then paste it over here. So it's a little quicker. It's not as many tapping around from tab to tab. And then once you're done, you would just slide it out and you're back on your planner page. Okay, so another tip I want to show you is how you can create your own sticker section in your notebook or planner that you're using in GoodNotes. So actually in this planner of mine, I have a whole sticker section dedicated in this tab. These are just hyperlinked to a blank page where I can insert my digital stickers, so I can come to them and grab them and copy them. It's just a little faster than opening your sticker book, so it's nice having it directly in your planner. But if the planner or notebook you have doesn't have that feature, then you can create your own. So it's going to be the same sort of thing as the creating your own sections with your outlines. We can just go to a blank page. Let's just get a blank page and copy it, and then say I want it after this page. So just add it, and then say I want this to be the start of my digital stickers. So I would just add it to my outline and then make it digital stickers, add, and then now anytime I want to come to my digital sticker page, you just would tap on digital stickers. Okay, so now you would just want to insert your stickers into this page, so you can always come and grab them with your lasso tool to copy them and then paste them anywhere you want in your planner. Another tip, sort of a 2-in-1 here, is that you can do split screen wherever you have your digital stickers saved. So you just slide up on the bottom, and then in this case, say I have them in my files folder here, I would just drag this over. I would find wherever I have my stickers saved. So let's say I have them in here. So you would just grab the folder of wherever you have your digital stickers saved, and then you can drag them into your planner or notebook or wherever you're inserting them, and then you can just organize them here. You can just slide them over, and organize them. So you would just do that for any digital sticker that you want to have easily accessible in your planner or notebook, and you can quickly get to it. You would just go to the thumbnail view and then go to your digital stickers, and then now you have access to them. Okay, now I want to show you how you can download your own fonts from the internet. You can find them for free and download them and install them on your iPad and use them in GoodNotes. So we're in Safari and I am on dafont.com. This is a really good resource for free fonts, and you can download them and use them in GoodNotes. So there's different categories that you can search by, or you can just kind of search what's on the home page. But let's just go ahead and choose one of these. So let's say we want this font. You would just tap on download and then download again, and it will come up to your downloads folder. You would tap on that and tap on it again, and it'll come up in your downloads folder on your iPad. So you would find the zip file that you just downloaded, tap on it, so that unzipped it. So you're gonna need an app to be able to download the font onto your iPad. I recommend the app iFont. It's free, and it's just a way for you to actually be able to install it onto your iPad. So download that or another similar app from the App Store, and then when you tap on the font file, it'll bring this up and you'll tap on the share icon. You'll tap on iFont and it will open it into the app. And you'll see here, it says install. So you'll tap on install and allow. And so it installed the profile in the settings app on your iPad. So just go to your settings app, and then you'll see over here, it says profile downloaded. So you'll tap on that, and this is the font. So you'll say install, and then you'll just enter your passcode and then tap on install again. And now this is installed on your iPads. And then you would just come back to GoodNotes, and when you search for the font, it will now show up. So that's the font that we just downloaded, and now you can use that font. Okay, I think that finally wraps up this GoodNotes tutorial. I know it was long, but there's just so much you can do with GoodNotes and digital planning in general. But those were all my tips and tricks for getting started, and all the little hacks that I like to use for digital planning. So I hope this was helpful for you, but if you came across this video and you are totally new to digital planning and you're not sure if it's going to be the right fit for you, so you don't want to necessarily make the investment of purchasing a digital planner yet, I have this free digital planner available on my website. So I'll put that link down in the description, and you can grab it and use it to figure out if this will be the right fit for you or not. It has everything that you'll need to sort of get a feel for digital planning and how it works. Definitely check that out if you're interested, or if you're ready to purchase your first digital planner or notebook. I have tons of products available in my shop, and I'll link that in the description as well if you're ready to start digital planning. If you have any questions at all and you still, need help with GoodNotes or just digital planning in general, or you just have any other questions, go ahead and send me a message or write in the comments below, and I would be more than happy to help. Happy planning!